Alrighty. I'm gonna do some brush burning today. First things first, I got to, well, get this thing warming up before we do a lot of talking. When the oil is cold, she's cold-blooded. But first thing I gotta do is I burned a brush pile back there yesterday, so I gotta go stir that up. If it's even still burning, I don't see any. There might be a little bit of a wisp of smoke back there. It's far enough away I can't tell, but it was burning pretty hot when I left it at 5:30 last night. So gotta do that, and then we'll head over to the muck and start working over there. But first thing first, I got to get this thing fueled up and grab the grapple, so we'll do that real quick, and we'll catch you up at the pile. Well, that burnt down a lot better than I thought it would. I don't even really need the loader for this. This was a pretty big pile too. It was from about the front of the tractor to about where the hot spot is. It was, well, it was this whole fence line. I ripped all this out with the Mini. Should have videoed it, but I didn't think I was going to get the whole thing done in 3 hours, so. But I guess I'm just going to throw most of this stuff back on top by hand and jiggle it with the grapple a little bit to get it flame up, and we'll head over to the muck and get going over there. So here we are, and we got all your typical fire starting shit. Got some tires, got a bucket of oil, a bucket of diesel fuel, and I got enough crap thrown on there to get it going. Oh yeah, that should be plenty. So, stuff a tire under there. Hopefully I can get around all right. I'm not really sinking, but it's kind of greasy. The only thing I really gotta do down here is grab that pile of crap out and throw it on the pile, and everything else is up on the clay, so we should be all right. Hell, I might not even have to pick this up. Maybe I'll stuff a tire right there. That'd be perfect. All these birds are gonna be pissed. I'm gonna burn their house down. So, I guess we'll get our stuff down here and get her lit, so to speak. Well, I can't get the damn lid off the bucket of diesel fuel, so I'm gonna have to get the oil out of that bucket and pour that bucket into that bucket and then throw that bucket on the fire, because I don't like throwing it out through the nozzle, because it's... The fuck was that? Well, that's interesting. And you probably can't see it. There's a whole line of trucks over there, and they just lit something off. I can't see it on the screen of the camera, so I don't know if you can see it, but that was interesting. It was loud. Huh. Anyway, back to the project at hand. Maybe some illegal activities going on down there. So if I quit making videos, it's because I wasn't supposed to film that and I got whacked. light something off. Iron hole. Nice part is I got all this handy dandy dry stuff here to use for kindling already. I think it's gonna burn. It's a little intense right now. Once it burns that oil off, it ought to slow down. I don't want to get it too overly huge, that way I can control it a little better. And the worst part about this thing is being two-wheel drive, you can only push so hard with it, so you only want to get that pile so big. I guess we'll let her go for a minute, see how she's gonna act. Once it settles into a rhythm, we'll start throwing shit on there. Nice part is the sun's obviously coming out. It's supposed to get up into the mid 40s today, so it's gonna be a nice day. Oh, that's gonna burn fast. There's a lot of dead shit in there. That's gonna burn fast. We're not gonna be down here long. All this small shit I cut out of the fence line, that stuff, especially if that gets a good hot bed of coals, that stuff I'm gonna throw on here is gonna burn just as fast as I can throw it on. So. Yeah, I think it's going. I think I figured out what them guys over there are doing. I'm wondering if that's a model rocket club. Because they light one off and there's a very distinct smoke trail, and then it just gets quiet like they're firing off model rockets. I'm wondering if that's what they're doing down there. If it is, that'd be kind of neat to watch. But unfortunately, we got work to do. This thing burning real nice. Shit. I had to quit pulling stuff out of that pile up there because I kept finding hunks of fucking barbed wire, and I do not want to be dragging that all over this side of the field. It actually looks like they had that because it was all wrapped around that drum. It looks like they used that 55-gallon drum as a spool, and they had it all wrapped up around there all nice and neat. Well, now it's all rusty and it's falling off the drum, and like I said, I don't want to be stringing that all over the field, so I don't really know what the best course of action is going to be to finish cleaning it up. I got most of the wood out of there. A lot of it had rotten down, and it's mostly dirt and a pile of marl. I'm almost wondering if the best, of course it's gonna take one hell of a hole to bury this. I honestly don't know what to do with this. You're gonna have to dig a big hole to get rid of this pile. Unless my buddy Mark's gonna come burn his brush pile later this winter, and he says he's gonna bring his dozer down here. Maybe I just have him track his dozer down here and push all this shit up into a pile next to that tree and forget about it, because obviously you can't farm next to that tree because the root ball is gonna be too big anyway, so wouldn't really be losing nothing. I have to think on it. If it wasn't muck and it wasn't going to create a problem later down, because if you go digging a hole big enough to bury that, you'll never be able to farm over top of it. It's just going to be a permanent soft spot. So I'm almost thinking the best course of action is going to be just to have them take that pile and whatever's left of this burn pile and just push it up in a pile against that tree and leave it. Let nature do its thing. But I'm going to let this burn down a little bit, get a good hotbed going, which it's already well on its way. And I'll start throwing that stuff on, work my way around the field. Shouldn't really take that long. And then all I got left to do is knock 2 dead trees down back there, but I got to get a path cleared because I can't drive across the work ground and get to it. So we shall see how things go. running my ass off for the last hour and a half just trying to keep it fed. It's going fast. I was not expecting it to burn that quick. I got everything that I had previously cut cleaned up. So all we got left to do is I got to go back where them two dead ones are and get me a spot cleaned up enough to get in there and safely cut them down and throw them on, and then basically we'll be down to sitting here and watching the fire till it's dark to make sure, or till about dark. I'm gonna go home before dark, but make sure nothing happens and get it pushed up once. But man, that thing is the whole thing is a hot spot, so pushing it up shouldn't be that big of an issue. Well, I got somewhat of a hole in there for me to walk into, so that thing is just covered in grapevines. No matter what I do, I can't get them pulled off of there. So we'll see what we can make happen. What a damn mess. I think we're gonna carry them things up by the fire in one piece and cut them up there to make less of a mess, because it's already a mess. That's a lot of grapevines. It doesn't look that bad standing up. You get them on the ground, holy shit. It doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot from the front, but you walk her on the back, she's burning pretty good. It hurts to stand close to it. It's putting off some heat. I went in and went around the back side of it, was pushing into it. got it all pushed back up, and came here and parked the 1600 right where it's sitting right now, and was walking around throwing stuff on the pile by hand, and turned around and looked at the tractor, and there's smoke bellowing out from underneath the front of it. It's like, holy shit, what did I do? There's must have been some grass got sucked up in between the brush guard and the grill, and when I pushed into the back of it, a bunch of embers flew back at me, and they must have got in there and they lit that grass on fire. Well, it wasn't on fire, it was just smoldering. But I turned the tractor back on, and the blast, or the suction from the fan, put it out, luckily, because I ain't got no water with me. That would have been an interesting day. But then once that fiasco was over, I went down and grabbed one of those piles of logs I had to leave over at the other field because they were too big to chip, and barely made it back out to the road once I had weight on the loader. So the other two piles are gonna sit there for a while because I don't feel like burying a tractor today. And I was cruising too. I was in 6 under, and I was hauling ass because I figured it'd be soft, and it went down and my butt puckered, and it's like, oh, this ain't good. But she pushed through barely. So anyway, I have to probably sit here and babysit this till dark, just to make sure, like I say, nothing stupid happens, and give this thing another hour. There's not going to be a whole lot left to begin with. So we will catch you guys with a progress report here in a little bit before I decide to head home. Well, I think I'm fixing to wrap things up here, so figured we'd do the ending real quick, because I had a few questions about the grapple we use. It's a Tomahawk. I don't know if you can see that. I'll go from the other side so you don't see the sun. Tomahawk. Made locally down in Napanee. Amish outfit. Dad actually ordered it and went and picked it up from the manufacturer, and he said, weirdest damn thing you ever saw. Walk in the front office, it's this little Amish girl, full bonnet, dress, whole 9 yards, sitting in the front office behind a computer. Throws you for a real loop. Which, probably more likely Mennonite, but they look the same, so they just act different. Mennonite are usually, I've been around quite a few Mennonites, and they're usually pretty cool guys. Amish, they're a little iffy, so sometimes you gotta watch them guys. Not saying they're all like that, but some of them that we got around here. But anyway, look at her. That's just a real cool picture with the sun on it like that. I love that damn tractor. Loader makes it just that much handier. But I think we're fixing to have a nice sunset again tonight. Don't think you could ask for a better day for doing this. It started out kind of iffy because of cloud cover, but as soon as that sun came out, it was nice. When I came down here, the wind was blowing. I was kind of skeptical about whether or not I should light this thing off, but it was just about perfect because the wind was coming out of that direction, heading that way. Where I threw that tire, it pushed that fire right up underneath that pile. That thing took off. I don't think you could have asked for better conditions to burn. It's kind of died down now, but after I left you there this last time to let this thing burn down, the wind would start hitting it, and that flames would glow up blue, and it'd sound like a damn jet engine spooling up. It was perfect conditions for burning today. Still can't get much closer than right here is where it doesn't hurt, and you don't dare walk behind it because the breeze is pushing the heat, and it gets intense. But that job's done. That's the way that thing's burning. I don't even think I'm gonna have to bring a tractor down tomorrow to push it back up. I'll probably just drive my truck down here and throw it up by hand, and whatever burns, burns. Whatever doesn't can just stay there and rot. Sure made the field look a hell of a lot better. I just wish I could get rid of these two damn limbs, but I just they're high enough off the ground, you're gonna have to have somebody in the loader bucket. Not having a bucket truck or a boom lift or anything like that, you're gonna have somebody in the loader bucket to get up there to cut them. And that's just asking for disaster, because if that thing breaks off and comes back at you or whatever, hey, if you're driving the tractor and you react too fast, whoever is in the bucket's gonna fall out, which ain't no good. Or if you don't react at all, whoever's in the bucket's gonna get smashed and pinned, and that ain't good neither. So as much as I'd like to get rid of them, they're up high enough, they aren't, I can get underneath them, so I don't think they're worth getting somebody potentially hurt over. And since one limb already fell off at some point, because there's a scar right there, maybe Mother Nature will take care of them for me. So anyway, I guess that's enough talking. I'm gonna get the trailer hooked up and get my little scrap iron prize thrown in there, and I might push this thing up one more time just to get everything up on the hot spot. And I think I'm gonna call it a night, because I'm gonna be losing daylight here in about another 30 minutes, so it's probably gonna get chilly. So I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch y'all on the next one.